What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Power of Progression. I hope you're having an amazing morning. I'm looking outside right now and it is pouring rain. It is pouring and we've been having some bad rain here in Destin, Florida. But it kind of aligns with what I want to talk about this morning. And what that one thing is something that actually changed my life. So please get your pens and papers ready because I'm going to give you some tools, some tactics that's going to help you elevate your life, help you up level to get what you want. And I want you to know that this one thing has changed my life. And what that one thing is, as simple as it is ask better questions. Ask better questions, not just to your employees or about your business, but ask better questions to yourself. Our quality of life is proportionate to the quality of questions we ask ourselves. Let me repeat that so you write that shit down. Our quality of life is proportionate to the quality of questions we ask ourselves. With it raining outside right now, if I didn't ask myself the right questions, I would still be laying in bed, right? Being comfortable, quote unquote. I would not be doing this video or this audio, this podcast, if I didn't ask myself the right questions. So it's not just ask yourself more questions, it's ask yourself better questions to create a better outcome. Ask yourself better questions to create a better outcome, to get a better result. So the CEO of Google said, we run our business off of questions, not answers. We run our business off of questions, not answers. I run my life the same way, and so should you. Run your life off of questions, not answers, right? And asking the right questions is super important. And it's funny because when you wake up in the morning, you're already asking yourself questions. Think about this, right? So this is not a new habit. You're already asking yourself questions, guys, for the most part. But you're asking yourself the wrong damn questions, which is driving the wrong result or no result at all. When you wake up in the morning, there's a question you're asking yourself. Oh, I have to get up this morning. Oh, I have so much shit I got to get done. Oh my God, I have this project I got to get done. Asking yourself these negative questions, right? Why is it so cold in here? Right? Oh, why is it so shitty outside? Why is it so early? So you've already built a habit of asking yourself questions. It's just you're asking yourself the wrong questions. What if you change the questions you ask yourself and built a new habit? What if you just start doing it intentionally, starting today, starting tomorrow morning? What if when you wake up, instead of asking yourself those questions, ask yourself questions that empower you? Questions like, what am I excited about today? Questions like, what am I grateful for today? Questions like, what do I love about life right now? Questions like, what am I enjoying right now? And how does it make me feel? All right, write those questions down. Because I know I talked to you about my morning routine and everything, and this kind of goes into that, but I'm talking about more than just the morning. But this particular part is so important because if you start your day asking bad questions, you're more than likely going to ask yourself bad questions throughout the rest of your day. I want you to be more proactive. I want you to be more intentional. I want you to catch yourself when you start asking yourself these bad questions in the morning, instead of saying, why this, why that, and disempowering questions, ask yourself those questions. I'll repeat them. What am I excited about today? How does that make me feel? What am I enjoying right now? Who do I love? What am I grateful for? When you ask yourself those questions, you get better answers. And it also brings more motivation. And that motivation drives more action. More action drives more result. More result drives a bigger belief. A bigger belief drives higher potential, right? So just ask yourself better questions. That's all I'm asking you to do. And you do this throughout the day. And I'm going to give you the question, the number one question that changed my life. But hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You got to stay with me here for another minute or so. Because at the end of the day, you also need to ask yourself some more questions. So I need you to write this down. Audit my day with questions. Self-awareness is number one habit of a successful person, most fulfilled person. It's self-awareness. Well, you're not really self-aware unless you're asking yourself the right questions. Repeat that. You can't be super self-aware if you're not asking yourself the right questions. So in order to be self-aware, if that is the number one habit of a successful / fulfilled person, you got to ask yourself the right questions, and you got to be the person asking yourself the right question at the end of the day. So this is what I want you to do at the end of every day. Okay, so write this down. At the end of the day, I want you to have this little calendar pop up or some kind of trigger. For me, it's a calendar pop up because I run my day off of Gmail and Google Calendar. So it pops up at the end of the day, and usually 4:45 or so, and it says this: did you stay committed to your top 3 priorities? Now, if you're trying to really put habits into your life, it could just be, did you stay committed to the top 3 habits, top 3 actions? For me, priority could be accomplishing a habit until it becomes a habit, right? So for me, a priority can be that, and I think that should be the same for you, but I want you to do it to where you actually do it and you're successful with it. So did you stay committed to the top 3 priorities? And first, let's kind of go back because you got to know what the hell they are. So on Sunday, you should be saying, what are my top 3 priorities this week? In the morning, what are my top 3 priorities today? So you can truly answer that question, right? So you got to obviously have that lined up, but let's assume you already know that. So maybe it's waking up on the F's between 4 and 5:59. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe it's not eating any sugar. Maybe it's calling 150 people that day. Whatever it might be, what are those 3 commitments, those 3 habits, those 3 priorities, those 3 actions that you're committed to, that you said you were going to do because you know that it drives and propels you to where you want to be in the next 6, 12, 18 months. Now, here's what you need to do. So you take a pen and paper and you write down, did I stay committed to these commitments? Then you write down yes or no. None of this gray area shit. Like it's yes or no. Oh, I kind of did it. I kind of did. Hell no. Just yes or no. Did you do it? Like, did you truly do it? And if it's a no, then you ask yourself another question. That question is, why didn't I? Why didn't I? Well, let's just say I didn't wake up at 5 o'clock like I said I was. Well, why didn't I? Well, last night I stayed up watching Netflix. I woke up at 5, but I hit the snooze button. Like, what is the reason why you didn't? And that big little section right there, that self-awareness section is huge because the next question is, what are you going to do differently tomorrow? What are you going to do differently tomorrow in order to stay committed to that? So this way, not only are you asking yourself a question of, am I staying committed to these commitments? But now you're asking yourself, okay, why didn't I? Let me truly take ownership in not accomplishing what I said I was going to do. And the big thing here is let me now find out what I'm going to do differently to make it happen. And that's not just, I'm just going to stick to my word. Bullshit. You're not going to stick to your word. Come on. You haven't done it all week, right? You've barely done it in your entire life. So you're not going to stick to your word. I need a process. I need a plan. I need some kind of plan of action. So I'm not going to watch Netflix, right? I'm going to put my phone away from me so I don't hit the snooze. Right? What is it? Maybe you didn't make the calls you said you were going to make. Well, I'm going to go ahead and block out some time so I'm in my room or in my office or in a space where I don't have any distractions. What are you going to do differently? So those are 3 questions you ask yourself. Did you stay committed to your top 3 priorities? If you didn't, why didn't you? True vulnerability and ownership. And then third, what are you going to do differently tomorrow? And if you do this daily, let me ask you this. If you do this daily, will you be closer or further away from your goals? Closer or further away? And let's go to the next level. Let's talk about a scoreboard for our week. You should have a scoreboard for your week. And the way you have a scoreboard is you ask yourself questions about how the week went. And one simple question is this, guys. Did I progress in X equity? Did I progress in my health equity? Did I progress in my relationship equity? Did I progress in my financial equity? Did I progress in my business equity? Remember, we're made up of these 6 equities. So if you have a weekly scoreboard and every week you say, did you progress? You have to answer yourself vulnerably and have a scale 1 to 10. How do you feel about your progression this week for your relationships? And then next to that, say, why do you feel this way? And what's going to be different? So take it to the next step. Raise the standard even more. Not only are you auditing your day, you're auditing your week. Now what is going to happen? You have a magnifying glass on your own bullshit. You have a magnifying glass on what you need to be doing daily. Now let me give you the simple yet amazing question that changed my life. Every time I make a decision, right? Let's kind of rewind. First off, I'm sure you'd agree that our life is really nothing but the sum of the choices we make. I've made some really bad choices in my life. I have, and I've had some really bad outcomes. I had to really start changing the choices I make. And even still to this day, I make bad choices. We all do, right? It's learning from the mistake and really changing your behavior from it. But nevertheless, it's the sum of the choices we make. But we all agree on that. But how do you make better choices? Like I get this question all the time. So how do I make a better decision? How do I make more choices? How do I make the decision of not eating that donut? How do I make the decision of waking up early? How do I make the decision of going to sleep early? How do I make the decision of just going ahead and plugging in those calls? How do I make the decision of doing the things I know I need to do? I keep making the wrong decision or not making a decision at all. And this is how you make a better decision. And essentially that decision will show us where your life is going to be. It shows the future. You easily ask yourself a better question. So to make better choices, you ask better questions. To make better choices, you ask better questions to yourself. Get curious. And this is the one question, so please write this down. Whenever you make a decision, whenever you're up against a fork in the road, right? And as simple as waking up, when you say you're going to wake up, to going ahead and making that leap into that job or into that position or into that relationship, whatever it might be. You ask yourself this question. Write it down. Ready? Does this get me closer to my goals or further away? It's that simple. Does this get me closer to my goals or further away? I will promise you this. Every time I make a bad decision, it's because I lack the small amount of effort it took to ask myself that question in the beginning. If I make a bad decision, I could always tie to, I didn't take the few seconds and the vulnerability to ask myself, does this get me closer or further away? But here's the kicker, it doesn't stop there. You can't just ask yourself that question. It's not just that question that changes the game for you. A lot of people will ask themselves that question and you'll say, oh, it gets me closer to wake up early, but it's okay, I'll just work later. It gets me closer to go to the gym, but it's okay, I'll just do it 2 a day. It gets me closer to make those calls. It's okay, I'll just double up on my calls tonight or tomorrow, right? So even if you ask that question, we still are the best liars we know and the best salesmen we know. So we give ourselves a bullshit excuse and we're like, okay, that feels good. I'm going to justify it. I'm going to go back to sleep. That feels good. I'm going to justify it. I'm going to go do something that's not productive, but maybe busy work. So here it is. Here's the second part of that question. It's a two-parter. And that's, why is that so important? Let me repeat that. Why is it so important? So when you ask yourself, does this get me closer to my goals or further away with every decision that you make? And then you ask yourself, and why the hell is that important to you? And you answer truly with the why. What do you think is going to happen to that decision? It's going to bring an emotion that is going to help you make a better decision, a faster decision, and the right decision. The right decision. That's the big thing. So just because you ask yourself, does it get me closer or further away, doesn't matter unless you ask yourself that vulnerable question is, why is it important? Let me give you an example. This morning, it's raining out. Set my alarm for 5 o'clock. Alarm goes off. I stayed up a little bit late, not going to lie, watching the Yankee game. And I wanted to go back to sleep. I got a coaching call coming up here in about an hour. And I'm like, you know what? I'll sleep a little bit longer so I can have high energy for the call. Bullshit. I'll have more energy if I wake up, right? But I'll try to find some kind of reasoning. Then I said, but wait a minute. Why is it important for me to get up right now? Then I asked myself, the right questions, right? So first I said, does this get me closer or further away when I wake up early? Oh, John, it gets you closer. Okay, why is that important? Well, it's important because I got a call with some group coaching clients that they deserve my best. And if I'm dragging an ass and I'm being reactive because I wake up late, I'm not doing them justice. I'm doing them a disservice. And not only that, I need to take an hour to myself to develop myself, to grow myself so I can help my family grow exponentially in the long run, so I could provide my all to them, because I can't provide my all to them if I'm not my all. What does that make you do? Boom, action immediately, right? So here you go, guys. I'm going to make this quick, simple, and we're going to end it just like this. Every time you have to make a decision in life, you ask yourself this one question: does this get me closer or further away from my goals? Then you follow it up with, why the hell is that so important? And then you walk into action. I ask myself that 10, 15 times a day. It's become a habit to ask myself that one question, but it started because I asked myself the right questions the first thing in the morning. I started asking myself good questions in the morning, and I ask better questions throughout the day. But that's the one question. That one question with that follow-up of why it's important is the game changer. That is the life-altering question. If you ask yourself that enough, you will make better decisions, therefore having better results, having the life that you want. Your quality of life is proportionate to the quality of questions you ask yourself. Now, here's a little tidbit for you salesmen out there. The quality of your income is proportionate to the quality of questions you ask your clients. I'll repeat that. Your income is proportionate to the quality of questions you ask your clients. You need to be the best question asking salesman in your industry. Stop being a glorified order taker, right? Like, stop being a glorified Applebee's server. No disrespect to them, because I was one of them. But stop asking, oh, what? Start asking why. Why is that so important to you? If you ask better questions as a salesman, you're going to make a hell of a lot more money. How do I know? Because I train people at our Sync Conversion Day 4 years. 4,000 people come through the course. 33% conversion rate from contact to appointment set. With my scripting and the processes behind it. And the scripting is all about digging deep for the why. So salesmen, 3 whys deep for every what. You need to go deep into the what. So for you real estate agents out there, right? If you ask a question of, okay, how many bedrooms, 3 or 4? And they say 4 bedrooms, do not go, okay, how many bath? Okay, what location? When they say 4 bedrooms, say, interesting, why is that important? They tell you. You extract information, boom, you pull it over, you have a little conversation, come back. And what would that do for you if you are able to get that extra bedroom? Boom. Extract information, side conversation, build rapport, bring it back here. Okay, scale of 10. What do you think that's going to be for you when you're making this decision? Oh, it's a 10. Perfect. I'm driving 3 whys deep. Why? And this is to tie everything together, because people only make decisions off of pain or pleasure. People only make decisions off of pain or pleasure. That's it. The only reason why you're listening to us right now is because you have pain in your life, or you're trying to get pleasure in your life. The only reason you went to the gym is because of pain or pleasure. The only reason that you woke up early is for pain or pleasure. That's the only reason why people make decisions, right? So as a salesman, you got to find their pain or pleasure, and you can't do it by asking them these order-taking questions, these what questions. Their pain or pleasure lies within the why. Your personal pain or pleasure that helps you make a decision lies within your why, but you can't dig for your why unless you ask yourself better questions. So please change your quality of life. Change your quality of life, but the only way you can do that is by changing the questions you ask yourself. Change your income that you're making, but the only way you can do that is change the questions you ask your clients. Be curious. Ask yourself better questions that drive better results. You're already asking yourself questions. You're already asking your clients questions. The thing is, you're asking the wrong damn question. So it's time to change the questions you ask to change the results that you are getting. Right? Change your strategy, change your results. So I'll leave you with this. You want to make better decisions in your life, ask yourself better questions. You want to have a higher quality of life, ask yourself higher quality of questions. You want to have a life that you feel more fulfilled, then ask yourself the right questions at the end of each and every day. Ask yourself the right questions at each and every week, right? Audit your day, audit your week. But ask yourself that one question with a follow-up question, and it'll change your life personally. Does this get me closer to my goals or further away? It's that simple. Ask it 15, 20, 30, 100 times a day if you have to. And then follow it up with why is that so important, and be honest and vulnerable. So that question with vulnerability will create the life that you want. And for your salesmen out there, do the same for your clients. You want to increase your income, you want to increase the impact that you could have on their life. It's not their what that they're needing. It's why they want that what. The same for you. Pain or pleasure. The only reason why we make decisions. The only way to find it, ask better questions. So that's all I got for today. Look, I want to go ahead. Before you jump off, listen real quick. I have my Ultimate You course and coaching. They're combined right now. We're separating the two. So you could just get the course, or you can go ahead and just get the group coaching. Now, I have hundreds of testimonials that'll prove that this is the best investment you can make in yourself for a very, very small investment, promise you. So I want you to do me a favor. If you're looking to up-level your life, if you're looking to get to the next level, if you're looking to truly provide your family with the life that they deserve, truly trying to create the ultimate version of you and design the life you've always wanted to live in all 6 equities, and make this last quarter the best quarter of your life, and go into 2020 with more clarity, a strategy, and tools that are going to excel you to where you want to go, do me a favor. Just email me and let's chat. John@johnmarrone.com. John@johnmarrone.com. And last name is Marrone. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you see it right here. If you're watching it or listening to this anywhere else, you see it on the iTunes or Spotify description. So look, I'm separating the two because I know some people like the group aspect and those actual physical calls that I do personally. Some people like the course and they like to do it when they could do it. I want to figure out what's best for you. I just want to be able to say, look, maybe these aren't the right fits for you, but here's a tool or strategy I think that could help you. Email me this exact thing. Tell me a little bit about your story and what you're struggling with. And in the subject line, I want you to put just simply this: create the ultimate version of me. That's it. Create the ultimate version of me. Because that's all we're trying to do. Right? Create the ultimate version of me, your story, John@johnmarrone.com. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, click that subscribe button, that little bell right there, so we can go ahead and you can get updates on any new videos that I launch on here. I do have exclusive videos I just put on here. If you're not listening to this on YouTube, go to YouTube, John Marrone, find me, subscribe. You're listening to this on iTunes or anything, please subscribe if you have not yet done so. Write a review and let me know what you think. I love reading the reviews. And let me know what your biggest aha is. And last but not least, send this out. Somebody that you know needs to ask themselves better questions, send this out to them, right? Whether it's a team, whether it's a family member, whether it's a loved one, whether it's somebody you just see struggling on social media, send this to them. Send this to them. And last but not least, tag me in a post. Like, the more awareness we get to this, let's be real, the more lives we could change. And also, I love seeing people take action like that. I used to get high by doing cocaine and fighting. I get high now by people taking the knowledge that I have and implementing it by listening to something I've said and creating wisdom in their life. So I hope you guys took today's call and you guys took notes. I hope you guys subscribed. I hope you guys send me an email so we could chat. But other than that, look, just ask yourself better questions to get better results. If you want a better quality of life, ask yourself better questions. If you want higher income, ask yourself better questions and ask them better questions. But what it comes down to is this: ask yourself the one question. I'll repeat it one last time. Every decision you make, ask yourself, does this get me closer or further away? And why is that important? Build that discipline, build that habit, build that discipline to that habit. I promise you it will change your life. But until next time, guys, have an amazing day. Go crush it and keep creating the ultimate version of you.